Hey everybody, welcome back. I did not get time to put out a video this weekend. I wasn't sure I was going to anyways, but I was trying to work out with my brother to put some stuff up, but unfortunately we didn't get to have the time we wanted to. But luckily I'm going to be going back home within 3 or 4 weeks, so maybe next time I'll be able to put up the videos that we wanted to. So anyways, I was going to put out a video today, another cover of a song that I really like, and I'm so excited to do it tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys all enjoy it. It's the most excited I've been for a cover in a while, so we'll see what happens. But instead I want to talk about something dear and dear to my heart, as a, promising, hopefully promising musician one of these days. There's something that came out within the last week or so that a lot of people have been on ends with here and there. Like, some people have really enjoyed it, some people have been really frustrated with it, and unfortunately I've seen this and it angers me a little bit, but I'll explain what I'm talking about right now. So on Sunday I decided to listen to U2's new CD, Songs of Innocence. For those who haven't heard it and like U2, it's not a bad CD at all. It's never going to be like, it's not going to be in the top 3 CDs all the time, but then again, they have so many amazing CDs to begin with that, to have even a mediocre CD, it's still better than a lot of other CDs out there. So it's only 40-ish, 45 minutes, so if you have time, take a listen to it. And another reason why you should listen to it is because, for those of you who don't know, they put it out, I believe, a week and a half ago, and it was a free CD on iTunes. It was downloaded to everybody's iTunes and iPhones and stuff like that, because they partnered up with iTunes to do this. And, I thought it was an interesting idea, especially for a band that's already done so much. It's like, what else can you do? So they decided to put out free music. And, for a band who has done so much, already had so much money, I see no problem with them doing that. But, unfortunately, it didn't go over as well as everyone else thought it was going to. Or at least from my perspective. I've seen a lot of people go, what is this CD? Why is it on my iTunes? They're saying, there's a joke out there like, how can I get rid of this iPhone virus, U2? Like, all these things bashing the idea, asking to get rid of it, to the point where people have found ways of getting rid of this CD. And, it frustrates me a little bit on a lot of different terms. Because one, I don't think a lot of those people who are saying, why is this CD on here, I don't think a lot of them actually listen to it to begin with. And, if you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you got something free, take a look at it before you trash it. That's one. Two, I think in a day and age where this is happening, and then someone saying like, oh, let's get rid of this free music, I think it's a little bit hypocritical. And as a musician who hopefully will one day get his music out there to majority of masses, it frustrates me to see something like this, like an issue of goodwill to fans just to spin their faces, basically. Because I feel like if someone liked Miley Cyrus, or if someone liked One Republic, or any band out there, give or take, and someone said, hey, One Republic's going to put out a CD here, a free CD, I don't think One Republic fans would have been pissed off about it. But then again, I do understand that you're not going to make every fan base happy, because there is going to be that one person who doesn't like this particular band. So be it. I understand that. But at the same time, I feel like people shouldn't be going out of their way to hate on something like that, when it's, honestly, if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to. That's the brilliance of it. It can just be there, and then one time when you decide, oh, I want to listen to it, go out and listen to it. So that's one of my issues on this. Another one of my issues, though, is that I think, well, no, this day and age where there's so much more access to free music, when you have music videos on YouTube where you can watch it all the time whenever you want, or people streaming full albums on there. Spotify, where you can listen to full albums all the time from any band from any era. Pandora, where you can listen to free radio. iTunes, where you can get some free music or even some free previews. There are, and that's not even talking about many websites that have CD leaks and all that stuff. It's getting to a point where people don't want to put out CDs anymore. They just want to put out songs. And, I don't think... It's surprising in this day and age, first off, how Kanye, how Beyonce were to put out CDs that no one had known that they were going to come out until the last second. There were no singles, there's a little bit of hype for the Kanye one, but there was no hype for the Beyonce one. And it came out, and it got pretty raving reviews for both of them. But it's also amazing that they were able to do that in the day and age where it feels like no matter whatever they do for music, eventually it's going to come out and get leaked out even before the album is fully done. Now, does it eventually go on to Spotify or iTunes? Of course. So eventually it's going to become free. But we're getting to a day and age where people are just going to put out songs rather than CDs, because people are taking full advantage of being able to listen to this music without paying anything. And before I go on more, I know I love Spotify. I love YouTube. I love all these things. So if I'm being a hypocrite about this, I completely understand. I'll just say from my perspective as well, I believe in Spotify in the idea that it gets music out there to people who never would have looked for this music. Like, I've learned so many new bands, so many new genres, listened to amazing CDs I never would have guessed through Spotify, and it helps my creative ability, ideas, stuff like that. So I would say it helps me as a musician to look at the past to progress the future. But at the same time, I don't necessarily agree with everything that Spotify does, or the number like the revenue for the artist. And that's another reason why I'm a little bit mad at people shutting down free music like that. For those of you who don't know, for every play that a song gets, any song on Spotify, the artist or the band gets 0.66 of a cent. No, sorry, 0.6 of a cent. So, in order to get a full dollar, their song would have to be played 166 times just to make $1 of revenue. And then you're splitting that with any of the artists, the band. So if you have a group of 4 in your band, or any more that you have, you're going to have to split that dollar or that 0.6 into even more. So you're not making that much. So, I mean, it's fine with people who listen to their song 10 million times or 1 million times. Like, eventually it adds up. But what about those bands out there that people don't really know, who are somewhat well known, but not to the point like U2 or Beyonce or any of these people, Justin Timberlake? They're barely making any money off of this at all. So, but people listen to it for free, so it's fine. And then copyright laws are also a very, very gray area for a lot of stuff. Basically, if you're a songwriter, you get 50% of the sale for every song, for the most part, that you wrote. But also, if you're a songwriter in a band, rather than a songwriter for a record label, it's a little bit harder. And if you're in a band, you only get like 8 to 25% of the sales for CDs at max, before any deductions that go on, plus splitting it up between everybody else. You're not making as much money as people actually think. And now we're in a day and age where CDs aren't as important because we have all these other ways of listening to music. So these bands who are trying to make a living to begin with are having a lot harder time. And then people are saying, oh, it's fine, they can just do live performances. Live performances cost money. And if you don't have enough money to put out live performances, to do concerts, then you're already screwed. And I just wonder nowadays, are we getting to a day and age where there needs to be like a game changer? Because the way I see it, if we keep going into this era where people just get instantaneous music and instantaneous gratification, then these people who are trying to make their living aren't going to be able to do it. And then no concerts, therefore there's not going to be any venues for them to be able to go out there and make their living. So then the question would be, why would you make music? Are we going to get to a point where we're just going to lose creativity and all that stuff because the people are just going to be mass marketing these pop ideas or these same tired, repetitive ideas because they are the ones who have money, rather than these indie bands or these other bands who are trying to make a name and change ideas for music. I mean, it's getting to that point, and it's really scary to think. And I guess just for me, the tipping point for that was bashing on a CD that a band gave out for free. Because, you know what, we don't have a problem with downloading legally or listening to all these stuff on Spotify or YouTube or Pandora or, all these big names. But once someone puts out a CD that they give them for free, people start freaking out. I just feel like it's so hypocritical or just so stupid to deny the CD just because it's there. You know what? I think it is time for people to start looking at this, and I think I touched a little bit on my last rant like this, but it's time that we need to start thinking about the music that we listen to rather than just listen to the music. A lot of people just listen to singles. A lot of people just listen for, all these mass market musicians, I guess, is the term I'm trying to think of, where it's just these high level bands or artists that just get all the publicity, and they think, oh, then this must be the case for every musician because these people are making so much money, but it's not as much as you really think it is. And there's a fabulous post I saw on Facebook a couple of times where people are what people think that they are hiring a musician for and what they actually are hiring. Because a lot of people who hire musicians think that they're just hiring or paying a musician, think they're just paying the musician. But you also have to realize all the work that goes into it, all the instruments that they have to get, all these costs, hotel, all these things, hours of practice, hours of recording, stuff like that. And people just they don't think of the whole picture, they just think of the face itself. And that's a problem, because then we're never going to be able to make a living as musicians, and therefore you're just going to get the same repetitive crap that you always hear on the radios, because there's no one who's going to want to break out and put time and effort into something if they're not going to get the money that they need back to be able to continue doing what they love. And also, just a quick note, the goal that the Super Bowl has to ask musicians to pay them to be able to play at the Super Bowl halftime. That is some balls that they have, and we can discuss that another day, but it's just ridiculous, the outlook that some people have on this industry, and it needs to change. So to all the people out there who have been saying, "Oh, don't listen to the CD," or "Why is this CD on? Why is this free thing on my iTunes?" You guys have to look into something else, because, or look at it a different way, because honestly, that's one of the worst ways that anyone could ever look at that. Remember that even though it's free, they put time and effort into it, just like any other industry. And if people start taking advantage, like they already have, of the music industry, then it's going to go away. This high that we've had for about 100 years, this what the music industry is no longer going to be around if it keeps going like this. So that's my spiel. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you agree, disagree, any other ideas that you want to bring up, I'll just ask the question again. What do you guys think about the U2 CD? Do you think it's crazy that people are bashing it for a free, because it's a free thing? Is it because it's U2? Is it because it's something that's there that they didn't want? Would you feel the same way if it's another band that you like? So that's all different ideas that I would love to see in the comment section, or just a video response. Just let me know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to bring up any other ideas, feel free to. Just be courteous. I express my ideas. I love to hear yours. A thoughtful and well-timed, not attacking manner, I guess. But yep, that's my ideas on this, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a very fun cover. So, peace.